Back home, and Victoria's Premier says he won't grant any exemptions to allow unvaccinated athletes into the state. It comes amid mixed messaging over just who can play at next year's Australian Open. Victoria recorded 1,534 new cases and 13 deaths. There were 304 fresh infections in New South Wales and 3 deaths, and the ACT reported 10 cases.
Victoria and the Commonwealth go head-to-head over the Australian Open, while the Prime Minister says unvaccinated players could be allowed into the country.
Well, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And just in the same way, a skilled worker who has to come in to fix a boiler or something like that, they can get exemptions to come in and do that. That's an important economic activity.
The leader of the hosting state is drawing a line in the sand after the Immigration Minister only days ago said all arrivals into Australia will need to be fully vaccinated.
I'm not very well going to say to people that they can't go to the pub tonight unless they're double vaxxed. But certain high-profile people who, choose not to be vaccinated, I'm not going to be facilitating them coming here. I'm not going to, when they don't need to come here. It's not a must.
Victoria's refusal to grant Australian Open exemptions puts Novak Djokovic's bid for a 10th major singles title at Melbourne Park under a cloud. But the state government says now is not the time to risk Victoria's hard work, with case numbers starting to plateau. The state remains on track to ease restrictions on Friday, including the reopening of non-essential shopping, which will temporarily be allowed for even the unvaccinated. But those who aren't fully jabbed will be locked out once the state reaches its 90% vaccine target.
The rest of us are not going to stop. We are going to move on. We're on track for 80%. We're on track for 90% later in November. But we do want to take everybody with us and make sure they've got the protection of the vaccine.
And for those who won't get protected, New South Wales has criminalised the use of fake vaccine certificates when attempting to enter a venue across the state.
We've really done an extraordinary job in New South Wales of embracing vaccination, and it continues to be one of the best ways to reduce your risk.
Queensland has recorded no new cases despite yesterday's mystery Gold Coast infection.
We should be okay going forward, but we can't be complacent.
The state has set an 80% vaccination target before borders reopen in mid-December. Hashela Kumarawansa, SBS World News.